The offensive line played all year on Saturday?
I think we did a great job. Once we go over the film today as a unit, we can decide where it ranks. But I think we made a lot of progress. Got some issues taken care of.
And do you guys feel like you now as an offensive line you have the ability to push back and maybe wear down a defensive line?
Yeah, definitely. That's been a theme for us this entire year. It's something we've started to be able to feel when defensive lines are starting to quit. And I think the difference between this year and last year is once we feel that, we're starting to attack it and try to finish defensive lines throughout the game.
How do you attack it?
You can tell. Yeah, you can tell when they're starting to get tired or when they're starting to give out, and you just got to push harder for just a little bit more. Sometimes it's just getting one or two more touchdowns on them, and then they can start to give in. Some of the issues last year was we'd get to that point and people would feel it kind of lax up. The other team would score. They get back into the game a little bit. That this year we're not letting that happen, and it's paying off for us.
Is it a conditioning thing? Is it like just a will to win type?
It's a little both. You got to have the conditioning to finish it, but it's more just a mindset.
Talk a little bit about what playing Wisconsin means to you.
Yeah, it's a big game every year. For the team, and then personally, being from there, I got a lot of friends that go to school in Madison, so it's kind of a personal rivalry game against them. But no, if you want to win the Big Ten, you got to go through Wisconsin. They're one of the top teams in the Big Ten every year, so it's going to be a good test for us.
How many home folks will you hear from this week?
I'm sure there'll be a few. I got some family that's Badger fans, so I hear from them every time we play. But it's a fun week.
Do you know many guys on their team?
I know a few. Yeah, guys from high school that played against each other a lot, and then just through the recruiting process, obviously you meet a lot of people.
Just have another one of those big stage feels with game day coming, night game, and everything else.
Yeah, it definitely does. We had this game. Everybody knew that this was going to be a big game from the beginning of the year. Badgers are always good. We're always good. So it's fun to meet them, and then with the night game getting added to it, and then with game day coming, it's just two other things that for us it doesn't really affect us, but for the fans I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable. It gets everybody going a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to it.
How different is this team from the opener, from Notre Dame? Last time game day was there.
Yeah, I think we've settled in a lot more. I think the team's definitely settled in, relaxed. One of the big things that Coach Harbaugh's been preaching is just to let loose and make plays, and I think you can see that a lot of guys are starting to embrace that.
Ben, I know you guys say it every week, one game at a time. I mean, Wisconsin game's a big game. Is it difficult to not maybe look around the corner a little bit, because this is a big 3-week stretch for you guys?
Yeah. No, I mean, we're focusing on every game at a time, but everybody's aware of what the schedule looks like. Everybody knows that this is an important stretch for our season. So I think everybody's a lot tighter this week, making sure that all their details are in order and that nothing's getting left behind.
Ben, you mentioned let loose, make plays. Is that something that's been preached the last couple weeks?
Yeah.
Since the first game?
Yeah, I think since first game, and especially these last few weeks, it's just football's a fun game. Play it with a smile on your face, and it's fun to win. So if you can let loose, make plays, and win, that's a good feeling. That's what we've been going for as a team, and especially on offense.
Are guys too tight in August?
I wouldn't say too tight, no, but I think it's more of just the mindset of, if you're having fun in the game, you can make more plays. So I think that's where it comes from. I wouldn't say anybody's too tight, but it's been working for us.
Maybe too much or something?
Yeah, it's been working for us lately.
Is an example of that Ben hurdling again?
Exactly. I never thought I'd see that day. You watch him in practice, and he tries to run through anybody that's within 5 yards of him. So I was on the other side of the field, and I just saw him go up, and the whole line just started laughing. Like we'd never seen him before. He'd never tried it in practice, and just went out and did it.
But is that the thing? I mean, you just
went
out and did it, so that's
just
playing loose.
Go make a play. Find a way to do it. And Shea does it every week. Our receivers do it every week. And then Ben had that great example against Maryland.
Are you seeing more of it from Shea now? Do you see him getting more relaxed in this offense?
I definitely do. I think we're letting him do what he does. He's a football player, and he's been using his feet really well lately and making throws on the run for us. As an O-line, sometimes if our protection's not perfect, he can bail us out sometimes, and it's a great treat to have back there with a kid like him. And he's just a born playmaker, so just let him go.
He's only thrown 3 interceptions in 6 games. You guys have lost 1 fumble. Can you talk about how this offense is taking care of football?
Yeah, it's a huge emphasis for us every single practice. When we if and then when we turn the ball over, we're just making sure that we cover interceptions because as you guys remember the Florida game 2 years ago or last season's opener, that came back to hurt us. So we've been focusing on that, and then essentially just don't give many chances. Don't give many extra opportunities, and then it just falls into kind of our general daily motto of just taking care of every detail. If you take care of the ball, just maximize our chances and don't give many extras.
We always talk about scramble drills. Receivers, when the quarterback escapes, they've got sort of rules they follow.
Yeah.
For offensive linemen, what does it mean for you guys? What do you have to be aware of or not?
Yeah, you just got to hold your block, and it presents a slight challenge, when he escapes the pocket because you have a mental idea of where he should be, and then he's moving. So it's something you definitely need to practice. We practiced it, obviously when he does that kind of thing, throughout the days of practice, you get used to it. So you just have to keep your feet moving and run with your guy, and even if it's not perfect, as long as you're on him, shake and make him. You can make a cut off of you or make a guy miss. So it's a different addition to our offense, but it's one that it's been really working for us and paying dividends.
And to kind of contrast with Ben Mason, you see the hurdle and maybe not expect that. We saw True Wilson. I mean, a running back, maybe a guy who you would expect something like that from, but he was really aggressive in pass blocking. There was one play in particular, I remember he took on a linebacker and came back. I mean, what is your guys' assessment of the way that True's been kind of hustling?
That's really not surprising to us. We see that every single day with him. He attacks every single day. He's an animal. He likes to loves to block people. Has absolutely no fear of it. So seeing him make big blocks like that in games is kind of expected from him.
Where has Zach Gentry improved the most the past year?
His knowledge of the game has really gone up. Also his blocking. He's got some incredible hands for a tight end when it comes to blocking. He's able to run his feet, and he's and then with the mental side of it, if they give us a strange look out there, he's able to communicate with the tackles and figure out what needs to get done.
Time for a couple more for Ben, if anyone has anything further.
What does the let loose make play? How does that translate to the offensive line? Because you guys don't get to hurdle people.
Yeah, we're not doing a whole much. It's just playing hard for us, really. That's what we can get down to, and then just being emotional. When you score, it's a good thing. Cheer, go celebrate with everybody. I feel like sometimes it happens to me too. You just get in the battle rhythm of the game, and you score, you smile, you run off, and you do it again. But it's just important to remember it's a game. Have fun with it. Go celebrate with your guys when you score.
And then with penalties, I guess with the offensive line, I think you guys only have 4 this year. What has gone into that decline?
Yeah, we really pride ourselves on the details. It's a big thing with Coach Warner. We talk about it every single week, the lack of penalties that we have, and we're doing a really great job with it. I'm really proud of that statistic.
The loose thing, does that go for Harbaugh too? I mean, have you noticed him being looser?
He's been the same guy that I've known for the last few years, so he's his own guy.
Okay.
Good. Thanks.